Welcome to another spooky Saturday. Today, I will be crafting these lovely faux candles with eyeballs. If you like spooky crafts, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you can make sure to catch all the eerie adventures in crafting. Now, let's get started. First, for the candles, you will need a pool noodle. Cut the pool noodle into size. You will also need the little battery-powered tea lights. After you cut the pool noodle to size, you will measure the tea lights, and then you will cut out an insert hole for this. Now you will cut out to where they set just slightly under the top. Then you will want to cut the top of your pool noodle candle a little, because candles are not completely flat and straight, especially after they've been lit and burned for a while. Then, after all of your pool noodles are candleized, you'll want to run some hot glue along the entire rim of the pool noodle. Now, you want to use a low temp glue gun for this. If you use high temp, it may melt through the pool noodle. As you cover the top of the pool noodle with the low temp hot glue, make sure to run some of this hot glue down the side of the candle so it will look like dripping wax. Now that this is completely covered, go ahead and let it fully dry. After you repeat the process on all of your pool noodles, you'll want to go ahead and paint them the color of your choice. I chose black. So I paint the entire pool noodle and all of the hot glue in this black color, making sure to get the inside of the rim of the candle as well. I want to make sure that there's not a spot of green after I insert the tea light. As all of these pool noodle candles are drying, I can start on the eyeballs. For eyeballs, I used foam balls. You could easily use ping pong balls as well. I painted the entire foam ball white. I actually did 2 coats of white on the entire foam eyeball. I let this completely dry. Now it's time for a little bit of color to really make these eyes come to life. So I went ahead and did some blue, and I mixed a few different colors here. I did 1 shade of blue, then a darker shade of blue, and some pop of white. And this really gave depth to the eyeballs. As you look in someone's eyes, even the dead ones, there is a mix of color. I did blue eyeballs, green eyes, brown eyes. Then, after the eye is dry again, I went back to fill in the pupil with a gray. I wanted this to have a death kind of look to it, so a solid black would be a little bit too vibrant. So I came back in gray, and then I let this dry as well. Next, for the veins, I took some red yarn, though you could easily use string. I cut this to size, leaving it longer than I thought I wanted, just in case. I covered the entire remaining white of the eyeball with Mod Podge. I placed toothpicks in the eyeball to give me something to hold on to while I was gluing. After the eyeball's covered with Mod Podge, I frayed just the last about 1.5 to 2 inches of the yarn, wrapping it around the eyeball symmetrically as possible. Then you want to make sure that you move the pieces of yarn or string in a way that separates them some and makes them really look like veins coming out of a main vein. I covered the entire thing with Mod Podge again and let this fully dry. Now I'm going to secure the candles with the low temp hot glue to this serving tray I got at the Dollar Tree. The hot glue works very well for this. Just make sure I get enough on the bottom. After I've glued all of the candles to the tray, I gently place the eyeballs around. I did not glue the eyeballs down so that I could use them for a different craft in the future if I decided to move them. Put the battery operated tea lights in the candles. look how gloriously beautiful these do-it-yourself faux candle and eyeballs turned out. If you'd like to see more Spooky Saturdays, go ahead and hit this playlist right here, and you can check out all the Spooky Saturday crafts. If you haven't subscribed, you can hit my face here and make that happen. If you liked this adventure in death crafting, I hope that you'll join me next week for another eerie adventure in crafting.